Do not do this if you're looking to buy a home. Looking to buy a home doesn't start on Zillow, Realtor.com, or Redfin, or any of those websites. It starts with asking the right questions. Questions like, what is my mortgage payment and how much do I qualify for? What's the interest rate on the home and how much am I paying for that for the life of the loan? And what areas is it that I'm really interested in, etc. Hello, everybody. My name is Omar, and I am a realtor and mortgage broker here licensed in the state of Florida. And I'm going to be showing you how to better prepare yourself as a consumer, as a home buyer, and how to follow the right steps along the way to be able to prepare yourself for homeownership. All right, you got excited, you're ready to buy a home. You're looking on Zillow, you're looking at all these different websites, and you're saying, hey, now it's time to jump all in. The first thing you're going to hear from most people is reach out to a realtor so you can see what it is that you need to do to buy a home. Well, as a realtor myself and a mortgage professional, I'm actually here to tell you that that is not the right first step to take. The first step you need to take is to reach out to a mortgage professional. Why? Well, you want to determine your financial readiness. Most realtors are going to ask you anyways whether you're pre-approved or not. And this is the right way to take it. So I'm here to show you how to be a qualified and ready consumer and homeowner. So that way you know on how to avoid heartache, how to avoid discouragement throughout this process, and that you are prepared with knowledge to go out there in the market and buy your first home. So again, you're going to reach out to a mortgage professional. So what does a mortgage professional do, whether it's a broker, a lender, whatever it may be? Well, what we do is that we determine your financial readiness and see, hey, how much do you qualify for on a monthly mortgage payment? I know that you're going to be hearing, well, my budget's $300,000, $400,000, $500,000. The purchase price is actually not that important. What's important is how much can you make a monthly mortgage payment for? And that's what we determine, okay? So we look through several things to be able to come up with that factor. Now, I'm not putting here whether it's net income, gross income, etc. That's going to be for later on videos. This video is simply to let you know what the process is from when you start to look to buy a home. Okay, so these are the 4 items or the 3 items that we look at that we really go deep in to determine, okay, this is what you qualify for on the monthly mortgage payment. So the first thing we look at is your employment and income. And some of those things that are described here, which is your pay stubs, your tax returns, and your W-2s, if you're a W-2 income, is that we determine, okay, how long have you been employed? How long have you been employed with this specific employer? How long have you been in the industry, right? Is there a change of circumstance or a change of industry, etc.? And we determine those factors there. Okay, they're qualified, they're good to go on the income. Okay, now we know what your income is. We know that you have good income. Now we're going down to see, right? That isn't the only thing. Now we have to see, okay, does this income qualify with the interest rate that they qualify for? Well, how do we determine interest rate? Well, the strongest factor for that is your credit score and your credit history. Now, your credit score determines what the interest rate you qualify for based on the market and the loan type you qualify for. So normally, again, not to get too much into the weeds, but if you're at a 700 or below, most people are going to tell you, hey, go ahead and, like, if you're at a 700 or 680, you're going to say, hey, check to see if you can do conventional. The best rates on those, believe it or not, is going to be at an FHA loan, even if you're at a 700. 720 or even 740 or above, I would then tell you, hey, go ahead and look at conventional. The 700 to 680, you're really going to want to be at an FHA loan because you have phenomenal rates at that time compared to what a conventional loan can give you. Okay? So your credit score and your credit history is going to really determine what's the interest rate and the loan type that you qualify for. Now, if you're a veteran, then you're going to get a VA loan regardless of the fact. But outside of that exception, it's going to determine what your interest rate is and what your loan type is. Now, even as a veteran, it is going to determine what your interest rate is depending on your credit score. Okay. So, all right, your credit score checked out. Boom, here we go. Now we have your income, we have your credit score. We were able to determine your loan type. We were able to determine, okay, based off of their credit score, this is the interest rate they qualify for. Now we look at your income and we put that together with that mortgage payment, which also has the interest rate on it. Okay, you qualify so far. Now we look at your assets. Your assets could be your checking or savings account in your bank. It could be your 401k. It could be your IRA, etc. Right? What is this for? Well, We need to determine whether there are reserves that are needed on the loan, whether what are you going to use for your down payment, right? If you're not using a down payment assistance, how much is that down payment depending on the loan type? What are you using for that? And how are we going to obtain those funds to reach for that cash to close? Because it's not only about a down payment. You have your cash to close. Again, this is going to be on another video, but you have your cash to close, which determines your closing costs, your title fees, origination costs, all that type of stuff that are involved in a purchase transaction. Now, once we determine that, and that's good to go, well, perfect. We determined the three strong factors: employment and income, credit score and history, and your assets. Everything checks out. Great. Now you are what the end goal is: pre-approved. Congratulations. I know you can probably see it here. I know that kind of looks weird, but those are supposed to be balloons. Okay, so keep your mind out of the gutter. Balloons and a happy face, because this is a happy time for you. You got pre-approved, all right? Everything else checked out. Now, once you're pre-approved, now once you have that and you were able to determine your financial readiness, then choose your realtor. And after you choose your realtor, you'll go ahead and start doing some happy home shopping. I put here in the bottom, if you can see it, 100% guaranteed. Guys, I've been doing this for almost 10 years already. This is a way that you can guarantee that you will not go through any heartache, any discouragement with buying a home, at least when it comes to your financial readiness. And you are going to be aware and you're going to know exactly what you qualify for, exactly the homes you can buy, and you can go crazy, whether on Zillow, whether the MLS, what the realtor sends you, whatever it may be. You are now ready to become a homeowner. Step one, reach out to your mortgage professional. Guys, again, Omar Andujar here, realtor and mortgage broker in the state of Florida. Go ahead and follow, subscribe, leave a comment. I'll be more than happy to help you out, and it would be an honor to be able to represent you as a homeowner, as a realtor, and as a mortgage professional.